What, you thought it was a game? Yeah, we back. Welcome to the bigger play where the rubber meets the road and we get straight to it. Yes, sir, we got to start with that show runner. Talk about it right off top. Is dating with children a deal breaker? That's where we at today. On a nice, beautiful Wednesday. We had a conversation over on the Talk About It. We're going to make sure we bring them in to holler at you. Is dating with children a deal breaker? Hold on. Let's go ahead and
I do have 3 kids.
Many fun. Well, the hard part is over now. So we're gonna go check out why they popped, okay?
You really had us go down the line. Actually, when you had no kids and you got 3. So to me, that was like, you be like springing surprises on people. Man, really like that.
It wasn't more so do you have kids. I don't mind a guy having kids. It's more so are you in love with your ex and the kid's mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't have those issues with my child's fathers. Like, they've moved on. We all
let's talk about dating with kids. Let's have a conversation. So what I realized is that it almost seemed like you and the parent of your child have to be at a certain level of disagreement in order for you both to move on or either one of you to move on. Now, in certain cases, some people are mature. They respect each other's space, and they may not go back. I would say very, very few cases. Riddle me this. If you're in a good position in your life, making a decent amount of money, your ex in a decent position in her life, making a decent amount of money, you both was together for several years, decent relationship, amazing relationship, then it fell off like how relationships do. She move on, you move on, but you got one child together. Not 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm painting a decent scenario. You got one child together. And there's a possibility at one point you guys had disagreements, fell out, got back together. Fell out, got back together. But you became mature to walk away. You both decent, respect for each other, care about each other. But you have boundaries. Who's to say that you don't go back while you are attempting to move on with the next person? Something about that child that so many people don't want to exist. Something about creating that child. Something about that bond between you guys. I read that his DNA stays within the woman for 27 years. This is just what I read. Now, I do research. I do studies. Okay? I read that. And if that's the case, what does that mean? It's something about the connection between the parents that seems to not go away unless you guys have a certain level of disdain for one another. Then I see, I don't like her, I don't like him. Then you see that friction that'll keep y'all away and you moving on. But when you see people that's cool, calm, and collected, I'm almost under the impression, put in a certain type of situation, he can crack or she can crack, or they both can crack. Being honest, you move on. Cassie ain't got no kids with Diddy. Ooh. She got married with Alex Fine. She was cheating on Alex Fine still with Dick. I'm sorry. They don't even have no kids. I'm sorry. Dating with kids is tricky. So many people don't want to address that elephant in the room. Is it different for a man dating with children and a woman dating with children? A lot of men have a certain level of control in these scenarios. Women do too, but it comes with a certain level of respect. Do you have to be enemies in order to move on? Or can you be super dope, super cool, look out for each other, and never cross that boundary again? I'm going to say if you crossed it before, you can cross it again. If the disdain not there. Follow me. If you crossed it before, you can cross it again based on the circumstance and the situation surrounding both of you guys' life and your lifestyle. If you've done it before, if you have a certain level of respect and boundaries that you don't want to cross, and you understand where it could head, then maybe you can turn that off. I'm going to be honest. A lot of the times, what I've witnessed, not just in my personal life, but on screen, because I've been doing this podcast for 2 years now, and with doing the podcast, it comes with a lot of research. It comes with a lot of watch time. It comes with a lot of conversation. It comes with a lot of interactions from people all across the world. And trust is a major factor. Okay? What I see is a lot of women can't marry who they want to marry. I'm sorry, I'm just keeping it real. So they'll go with what you call a non-select. I'm going to pick this guy because he's non-select. Not too many people checking for him. The guy, I want everybody checking for him. But you don't have enough deep discipline for me. So I'm going to shift and go over here with the non-select. Nobody's really checking for him. And dude over there, baby daddy, ain't really checking for me. So I'm going to go ahead and go with this beta. I'm just using the new terminology because that's what's out there. And that's what's consistent with the conversation. But I'll be damned if baby daddy pulled up. And this with no pressure. There's no pressure. But he was him to her at one point. He pulled up in a different way. I'm not making this up. I talk to hundreds, maybe even thousands of women about these situations. And when you start to peel back the layers within that conversation, guess what? Guess what? It almost never fails. Excuse me. If he moved on, she has no choice but to move on. If he disrespectful and abusive, she has no choice but to move on. If he's a problematic person, this is most likely what caused the separation. But if this guy impregnated her and that energy, it's just a question, and I'm not trying to be biased. I'm trying to put forth evidence based on my research, based on my polls, based on my surveys that I take. And you're talking about thousands and thousands, thousands of interaction, videos, people, reactions, interviews phone conversations. When you catch that woman that's a special type of woman, and she knows her value, she knows her integrity, she has character, she has dignity, she has self-respect, she may say to herself, I'm this person, I gotta embrace who I am. And if she hasn't crossed that line, I would accredit her and say, maybe her, she's an anomaly. But regularly, they go back. With no pressure. I didn't put no pressure out there. I didn't put no pressure out there. And when you're talking about dating, at what point do you invite, the young lady to meet the children? At one point, do you invite the young man to meet the children? It gets tricky. This is a reality. How tricky it could get. Let me give it to you. It gets this tricky. You date a lady, she got 2 kids by another man. He may be incarcerated. Matter of fact, he is incarcerated. You date her, be with her. You date her for several years. You and the kids get like this. All the while, she never really let Buddy incarcerated go. But she was forced. She was forced to relinquish her heart to you because he's gone. He come home. We got to stop right there because we have to address the topics. And right now, we're going to deal with make it make sense. So yesterday, I did a reaction to this picture. And the picture went viral because the young lady, it appears to be what we would call a family portrait, a family photo. And obviously the mother has the cheeks on display and the kids look formal. They look beautiful. They look amazing. They look innocent. While the mom, on the other hand, displays the cheeks. Now you got to ask yourself, what's the purpose of that? Why was it done? Pretty sure mom had her reasons. I'm not sure if she knew it was going to do what it was going to do, but nowadays the whole world is chasing clout. My thing is this. Why not just cut the kids out and just do your whole OL photo shoot if that's what you... I'm sorry. These are just the vibes I'm getting. This is where we at. So we want to have a conversation and ask the question of why, what's the purpose? It's put out to the world on display, and pretty sure somebody will see the mother doing this and they may deem it, I don't care what people think, I'm going to do me. And this is what we engage with, and it goes all across the world so other people can pick up this type of behavior and do the same thing. And then we wonder why we headed in a certain direction that we are headed in. But my thing is, I have questions, and I like to ask questions to have a conversation. Make this make sense. Because to me, absolutely makes no sense at all. It would have been amazing. It may have not gotten the clout. It most likely wouldn't have gotten the clout if she would have had on the same thing they had on. It just would have been a beautiful photo shoot. But because the cheeks is out, and the mom looks amazing too. The mom looks amazing, but the cheeks is out. So we have to make these things make sense, okay? It ties into the show runner, the topic of the show. Where is the male role model in the photo? And would you date this mom, take her down, and give her number 5? Whoa! My bad. All right now, y'all. We got to head on over to the next one. You ready? She Said It, I Didn't is the next segment. We're going now.
So you want to know why co-parenting is so hard for you and your baby dad or you and your baby mom? Y'all was just fucking. Y'all were never in a relationship. There was no communication. There was no getting to know each other. You didn't check this nigga family history. You don't know what the fuck running his family. All you know is you need your fucking coochie scratched. Now you don't got nobody that can help you when you really need help. You and this nigga beefing on the phone all the fucking time because y'all didn't take no time to get to know each other. Y'all just started fucking. And yes, I know sex feels good. That shit feels so fucking good. Struggling and crying and begging a nigga to help you, that don't feel good. Okay? And a lot of y'all bitches have babies thinking that that's going to change the nigga. Bitch, no. That baby is not about to change nothing but y'all size and clothing. Like, stop fucking doing that. A baby is not gonna make no nigga stay. A baby is not gonna make no nigga do right. A threesome is not gonna make that nigga stay. A threesome is not gonna make that nigga do right. Like, what the fuck y'all be thinking about?
I don't know about the threesome now. He might stay on it. No, but listen, she said it, I didn't. And I listened to her, and the young lady spoke facts. Even in variable situations, she spoke facts. It ties again into the showrunner. You hear me? Not gonna make him stay, but you and he will come back. She said it, I didn't. We had these conversations for a reason. It's powerful when you look at certain interviews and you see how a person may think. You see how a person think. You see how flawed a person's critical thinking and skills and thought process skills are. This is where we at. And you have to respect the person when they being transparent and keeping it real. You hear me? You ain't got to hear me. You can just look at it and bear witness. Woo! That threesome, though, I don't know now. I don't know, young lady. He might... Again, you have to be really, really strategic when you are in a situation where you are dating. Because sometimes what I see, if you had options when you bear several different children. I was just going with the one to make it light. But now you got several different ones. It will make sense to attempt to facilitate for the long term a relationship with at least one of your children's dads. You know, we all know how men move. And so many people nowadays, I see that they want the men to move, be, and act like women. That wasn't the intended purpose. God, universal principles, didn't intend men and women to be alike. Equally yoked, you over here, you come together and you become equally yoked. So many people want him to be this way, want her to be this way, and they perfect without each other. And then they come together and make it such a perfect union. They think it's you over there doing whatever you doing, you over there doing whatever you doing. Who's to say equally yoked mean you becoming a union and you being together? It's all subjective based. It's all subjective. What you feel, what they feel. But this is why we listen to people. We garner the proof, which is their videos, which is their messaging, which is their verbiage, which is their lingo, which is their activities, which are their actions, which is you have what you call history. Like you have a credit profile, a history of how you was with your credit, but you can always go and you can manipulate that. But when it comes to your real life history, your real life, your actions can't be manipulated. You know the truth. She said it, I did it. Mm-hmm. Now, the goal of all this is for you to really tap in with the showrunner, which is dating with children. Now, we did a TikTok earlier, and we're going to incorporate that right here, right now for a little while so you can have different perspectives and see what you guys feel about that.
Woman is different. I'm telling you now. When a man have a kid, all right, it's different. When women have a kid, it's different. Is my kid? I know what I choose. At least I know what's coming back to me. I raise her. It's not a problem. But for a woman, it's good for you, but it's bad for us. It makes sense.
Yes, because you got to think about
It's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good for a woman. It's good for them because my kid have some person to deal with to understand what the life, blah 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 blah.
Balance.
But but for a man, it's nothing coming back because I'm sorry. After I leave you and you saw somebody else, he will always continue like talk to another person, and the another person he tried to be his father and guide him. It's a lot of things.
And it's different. It's different from a man being a stepfather and a woman being a stepmother. And I'm finna break this down.
It's different. Yeah, it's different. 100%
Because,
it's different.
For one, when it comes to a man playing the stepfather role, that means he's in the house every day with this child. So the bond is more intense than a woman dealing with a man with kids, because 9 times out of 10, the kids stay with the mother and come visit. So you just in that man's child life for like just pockets and moments, but a man is actually involved in your child's life.
Okay, you're saying that, but when your child goes home to their mother, right? What about someone that she dates how is that going to play?
It go the same way. It doesn't matter because
somebody got to accept your kids too. You get what I'm saying?
It depends on the relationship. It depends on the relationship.
It don't make no difference. It go the same way. I got 2 daughters. If I meet a woman got no kids and she got to respect it. It's a respect thing. That's like me having no kids and the woman had kids. I got to respect it. It's nothing but a respect thing.
Yeah, I have 2 stepchildren, a boy and a girl. They was there before me, and I don't disrespect their mother. You ain't gonna never hear me say nothing about their mom or nothing like that, or be talking to them about no kind of messiness, weirdness. Mm-hmm. Like, it's about the relationship that me and them build, like me and him and me and her. Like, we have our own relationship.
That's like me meeting a woman. She got 2 kids. I got 2 kids, but we meet in the middle. If the father cool with him and the father have a conversation as men, and one of they have a conversation, is a respect thing.
And he did have to have those conversations. Yep.
Yeah, it's a communication in any type of kind of relationship.
And I see someone just posted conversations, and it was not some of them was good, but they had to really come to an agreement. Like, I'm the one, like my husband told my son's father, I'm the one that's here with him every day. I'm the one that's helping him with his homework. You might see him like 2 times a month. So don't be disrespectful.
There's a
Who you talking
question
about?
here
Anyway,
that somebody said
anyway,
I
guys.
real
said,
quick.
I
Hold on, y'all. It's
I
a
Yeah.
see that
question
shit.
right here. It says, uh, what I don't understand is how a woman wants to be third, fourth, fifth, and sixth baby mama.
I was just about to hit that.
I'm about to
Ooh,
say that too.
Yeah.
I
I
see
was just about to hit on it.
Okay, guys. Guess what, guys? I'm going because I will be busy in a minute now because I'm in the middle of work. Nice to meet you, all of you guys. All right, and thank you, everyone. All right. For me, the answer for the host, 100% to no. Don't ever date with single mom. Have a kids. No, 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 no. And have a nice day, guys. And let some person coming up and talk to you.
okay.
Right.
All right. So I want to say something about that.
Please.
Why is it okay for you to place your seed in someone to make them the third, fourth, fifth, or sixth baby mama? We got to worry about, look, we have to learn how to protect our wound and protect our seed. We are placing them places that we can't even get along with somebody. We can't even have a decent conversation with somebody. So something needs to click. We need to either protect ourselves better or just don't do it at all. Because
You
we can't
actually,
just
Make
be out
better
here creating
decisions.
people. We out here creating people. We creating people to be broken. That's what we're doing.
Then you
So
got
the problem is protect your seed and protect your womb.
Yep.
That's the answer.
you
Mm-hmm.
asking,
I want to throw no
you asking
shade.
man that
I don't want
question?
to throw no shade.
I don't know who they asking that to, but
I don't want the women to jump down my neck for what I'm about to say, but I had to be real with something I'm about to say. Please, women, don't be saying. You gotta look at it like this. Now these days, not all women, most women don't care about that. They don't care me the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, the ninth, the tenth, so on. They don't care about that. Most women don't have that thinking. Oh, I want to be number 7. Oh, I want to be. They just picking a number like in a lottery and taking a guess when you're gonna be that next baby mama. Or they don't care about what that person is doing. Most fake women be like, oh, I'm just a baby mama. I need child support. Oh, I want this and that. Oh, I want health insurance. I want health care. You can't see your baby. That's all this and this and that.
It
then we
goes
don't need to
both
be out here
ways.
creating people if we can't have decent communication with people. If we can't even have a good relationship with somebody that's not toxic, stop creating people.
And I
Here's the
think,
thing.
What are you doing?
Here's
and
the
I
bottom
think
line of
that
that, y'all.
I don't think that most women intentionally be a third, fourth, or fifth, or sixth baby mama. I think that that is not the majority of women. Maybe one or two. The majority of women don't have ain't a sixth baby mama. So that's not the narrative that we should paint because that's not true.
Yeah, I
Okay.
know some women out here got 10 kids. I know some
I'm
women
gonna
out
say this. I'm gonna
here.
say
But
this.
that and you're right, there are some women out here that has 10 kids, but that's not the
That's
majority of
not the
women.
majority.
That's not the
No,
Big,
it's
majority.
not.
big lady,
And
Mm-mm.
you
I'm
know
gonna say this, and
everybody.
y'all gonna get mad at me. Women control pregnancy, men control marriage. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna leave it right there.
Hey, I ain't
I'm
got
gonna leave it.
We all
Women
got to
I
have
feel
control
about that, but
conflict.
pregnancy,
that's
We all
true.
have.
men control marriage. That's it right there, ladies. That's it. That is it.
Are you married?
I'm divorced.
Okay.
Women control pregnancies, men control marriages.
That's a
You
Wi-
right?
fact. I wanna I wanna
that's it. That's
I
it.
wanna
A
say
woman can
something.
prevent herself from getting a woman can prevent herself from getting pregnant, can she? Yes, she can.
Yep.
And a man has to ask the woman to marry her. Am I right? Am I wrong? Yes.
Well, we
So you
don't
see
know
where I'm
now,
going.
Disco, because the women down
Huh?
here getting on their knee, and so it's becoming a little messed up here.
But the man still got to say yes.
Hold on. What? Yeah, right. But the bottom line is, fellas, the women control the pregnancies, the men control the marriage. So when the women talking about they got 8, 9, 10 kids, that's on them. And the raggedy fools who they dealing with. Stop laying down with these raggedy fools.
Protect your womb, protect your seed.
Exactly.
Just to stop
Nobody
putting.
cares about how many
Let's just
bodies
stop
a
that.
woman got. I don't care about how many bodies you got on you. I got bodies on me. It's cool. But don't I can tell Okay, you got 4 or 5 kids. I know you didn't smexed at least 4 or 5 times. So when you got 8, 9 kids, you know, that's on you, sweetheart. That's on you. You the bum Quisha. You the bum Quisha now. And you let Nug Nug knock you up. That's on you, sweetie. That's on you. That's not on the man. A man is only gonna let you do what you let him do. And it is what it is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. A man is only gonna let you do what a man's gonna do what the woman's gonna let him do. That's just how this goes. If you let this man, you know he ain't no good.
You have to show them how to treat you, and that is the truth.
That is her fault. That is on her, not on him.
Let me ask you a question.
Or it can also be his upbringing. So it's not necessarily on the woman all the time. It can be the way that the man was raised. So if your parents raised you with chivalry and respect, then you will grow up to show chivalry and respect to a woman. But if you weren't raised like that and you have a lot of childhood trauma, that can also contribute to how disrespectful you are to the woman.
Or they don't even think of
you are
right.
Mama.
Like, my mama did this for me. This is how my mama do.
Right.
This is how my auntie do. This is how the women that I've been around, this is what they do. And why ain't you doing it? What's wrong with you?
I'm glad y'all brought that up. I'm glad y'all opened that Pandora's box.
Let's go.
Oh man, y'all something else.
Right.
Wait. Before we get into this new topic, let the host got something to say.
Before y'all keep going, I just want to let y'all know that I appreciate you guys being as transparent as you are, and I'm looking at. There's a lot going on, but I'm looking at the comment section, and people are really engaging with you guys, and you guys are engaging with each other. The good thing is, you'll be surprised how many people want to hear these things and are learning from it. So I appreciate y'all. That's why I talk every day. So when you get a group of people that's really interacting and trying to learn and educate the next person, because everybody don't agree with everybody, but when you guys engage, it's allowing this damn thing over here might be messing up my audio, but it's allowing you guys to be able to interact and people are actually learning from this. So you guys are really doing a good job of having a good conversang. The pastor just spoke and said that it's an entire mess all the way around. It's on the brother who's about to pay out the yin yang. So a lot of people is actually really interacting with you guys. Go ahead. I just want to
you know what? And know what? I heard what the pastor said. The pastor said something about that seed. We do carry the seed. It don't matter. If that woman let her shoot the club up and she's not protecting herself, once again, that's on her. If she has what's the name? She take the pill.
It's on both. It's on both.
It's on both.
It's on both.
No.
Okay.
No.
Real quick, guys. Think about this. I'm gonna put this out here for you real quick, Disco.
Okay.
And tell me what you think about it. If you had a daughter,
okay,
and you had to school her on the game, why are you schooling her on the game in the first place?
Okay, if I had a daughter and I can't be with my daughter 24/7, I'm gonna tell her, because kids get promiscuous early now. Yes. So I'm going to tell my daughter, look, baby, I don't want you to do. I'm gonna tell you how cats move, because I used to be one of them cats. I don't have any kids out here. So I'm gonna put her up on game. Now, how she takes it and move forward, that is on her. But I want her to say, look, if you're gonna be out here doing what you want to do, you are a grown woman at this time. I need you to protect yourself. If that gentleman comes to you and he says, I don't use protection, he can go. Say, no, you can't. Go get you something. Although you protected, make sure he wears something. So,
okay,
once again, it falls. The woman controls birth. I don't care nothing about the man shooting up the club. If the woman has taken all the precautions, the pills, what's her name, the shots, the diaphragm, she is not going to get pregnant. I don't care how much that man shoot that club up. So once again, it falls back on her. If she let Nug Nug shoot the club up, that's on her.
No, because I
Okay.
have a son, and I tell
Well,
him to make
real
sure
quick,
he
Favo.
protects himself
Me.
too.
I just wanted to say this to him because I ain't trying to cut you off, sister. You know, I ain't even trying to do that because I do like listening. The reason I asked you, you know, are you going to school him on the game is because the thing about the game is it's elusive. It's a finessing trait. It's a beguiling thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if you're talking to a young lady, you can tell a young lady all the things to watch out for and what not to do. You know what I'm saying? But still, you know, not trying to go biblical, but biblical. Satan got many plays in his book.
Yes, he
And as the
does.
man's
You do.
title, the host is the bigger play. There's always a bigger play going on, and it's things that can be said to a young woman, especially a young lady. She can be beguiled enough, enamored with his appearance, how he speaks, how he carries himself, and all the empty promises that he makes that seem sincere. We got to understand that there is people out here that is very good at speaking. You know, so how many times have you went to that car dealership, not saying you, but went to these different salesmen and you felt like you was getting a deal only to come out of there later on after spent all this money
And you got
and then
jammed up.
realize exactly. You know what I'm saying? So we got to understand, yes, a woman does hold a level of responsibility, but her adversaries that comes after her, if she's not smart enough, man, she will be taken. That's
Exactly.
why she was to remain in her father's household for
Mm,
such a time, you know what I'm saying? But we living in a different time nowadays. And so we gotta
user,
teach our young men to have respect for their sisters
user,
so that
that's a
they don't perpetuate this type of culture where there's a bunch of fatherless or bastardized children being born.
Wrap it up.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
user.
And
That's
if you guys go
hold on real
on,
quick. Hold
if
on
you
real
guys
quick.
go and I watch this thing.
Real quick, real
Uh,
quick. So, user, that's a great point. What you said, I just saying that comment. Teach our kids about STDs and diseases. That's another point. That's a great point you made. Because if you don't teach them that, they won't know that. You gotta always teach them that first. You gotta teach them how to teach a boy how to put the condom on. Teach her how to girl to use one also. It's a protective thing. There is a lot out here you can catch. These days, in generation these days, they don't care about that no more. They ain't like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. It ain't that no more. And I agree with you. You have to teach your kids that all the time before
Yeah, I worked
anything.
in an HIV clinic before. I had to
I'm
quit,
a big
and it
lady. I'm
was
gonna
pretty
move you
bad.
down and bring up the doctor. I gotta just
Okay,
figure out.
okay.
The pastor. Then I'll bring you back up after the pastor speak, man. We appreciate you, young brother. We're gonna
Thank
try
you,
to bring
thank you.
another the pastor up. So we're gonna stay tapped in. Stay tapped in with us. I don't know how to
Got
do
you.
it. Let me see.
As you big lay.
Appreciate y'all for letting me come
Yeah,
up.
we appreciate you too. We bring you back. We gotta try to bring
All right,
some
hold
people.
on. Let me see. I got
I
you.
don't know how to do it. Shit.
Now, could I have this conversation with the ladies right quick? Get
Okay.
this point out.
Sure, Eric,
Okay.
polygamy.
Oh, you remember, huh? But what I was trying to get across was the comment that we made about the young men and the young women. Most women raise the young man in their household, right or wrong,
Yeah, and they're doing it wrong too.
I don't know. I
because
don't know.
That's correct.
these are the same young men that y'all complain about not having respect or not treating a woman right.
I agree.
Y'all are the ones raising them.
We're left with no other choice, though. So
Yeah,
if dads would be accountable, as in what the young man just said in the middle, if the dads would be accountable and stop creating kids with us unaccounted for and help us to raise their children, then we're not raising children who then create issues for other people. That's why it takes two people to make a baby, because it takes two people to raise that child to be a functioning adult.
But still in all,
I agree.
Menace
you
to
do have the
society.
power. You do have the power to teach your young man how to treat a lady too.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you can't you
But you know
can't
where
you
that
can't
comes from, right, Eric?
hold on. Let me finish my point. You can't blame everything on the absentee father. Where most of the time, the absentee father is only absent because the woman don't want him around.
It's some bitter women out here. I've seen it happen. I've seen them
I
push
agree.
men away, and I'm gonna say something about it because I've seen it.
Yes.
And they're mean, they're nasty, they make it about themselves, and they don't allow it. But that has to stop.
Absolutely.
We see that it's not working. The men are either turning out rainbow or they're getting in a lot of trouble.
Because the kids is gonna follow the leader.
Right.
And whoever is the head of that household is the leader.
But Eric, I'm concerned.
Pastor, I want you to base Eric real quick. Yeah. I just want to put something out there too. Hey, versatile styles. Hey man, it's just an open panel, man. We all adults up here. Everybody's being respectful, man. You can chime in whatever too.
I'm just listening. What I will say is, a lot of us men want to take the leadership role later on, and I'm just piggybacking off the comment a while ago about a woman having control over pregnancy. It's a man's duty. An undisciplined man is a dangerous man.
Yes.
He's very dangerous if he's undisciplined. And I don't see the reason why a man shouldn't lead or protect himself. I mean, I don't think it should just be on the woman to have to protect herself against an unwanted pregnancy. That's the duty of two people.
That's right.
That's the duty of two. Because it takes two. Not one, but two. I understand it, but what's right is right. What's right is right.
Yeah. Pastor, what you had something to say? And Eric, I'm going to come back to you, brother. I'm going to come back to you so you can finish. Go ahead. Jumping.
Me too. Hey, Standing, and thank you so much, you guys, for having me up here today. I totally agree with you, Versatile. I even agree with you too, Eric. At the end of the day, I will have to, comment on my brother. I met Disco the other day on another panel, but I do have to agree, even with the ladies as well. And that is, yes, I control the having of that seed. But ultimately, my brothers, you control sowing that seed. And so what should be happening is when you know you're sowing or you're imparting your seed into a sister who already got 4 and 5 kids, what you're saying to me on the other end of that thing is you don't mind dropping seed and just dropping it anywhere, right? Or I don't even want to say you're dropping seed and it has no oomph to it, because at the end of the day, just telling somebody is because
you in the matrix, Pastor. You in the matrix. You might have to repeat. You in the matrix.
Pastor got that Boost Mobile. I told her about
I'm in the
that the
matrix.
other day.
I heard her.
You back. Get off past the disco. Get off past the
You back now.
Get off
You
past the
back now,
disco.
sister.
Get off the path. Get off the path. The
Get
disco.
off
Get
the
off the path.
past the
Get off the
disco.
path. Thank you, Angelina.
Boost Mobile. She got to put some
Well,
quarters
here's
in
what
the
I'm saying. So
internet thing.
y'all,
It work.
I think that this is a good case. This is a good case in point. So I get this call today. Of course, I'm pastor, right? I get this call today, and the sweetheart says, "Oh, Pastor Angie, because my guy, he got a baby by your accountant of your church." I'm like, who? She told me who. But watch this, y'all. While she's crying about her guy had a baby by my accountant of my church accountant husband is dead, so she's a widow, right? This guy she's talking about is single, right? But he laid his seed in her. But this is what she said in that whole conversation. And my guy, cause I am married. Huh? She married, her husband is in jail, and she didn't get. I say, baby, I'm getting ready to tell you something that you don't want to hear. This is not your fight. You need to go repent and care for she had lost, y'all, 5 children, and the Lord blessed her with this one baby. I say, sister, get off this phone with me. I'm gonna pray for you, and then I gotta tell you the truth. Men, you control where your seed is sown. Watch this. I have a responsibility. Yes, I do. Standing. I got a responsibility, Disco and Eric and Versatile. I do, women. I have a responsibility as well. But if you don't sow nothing, won't nothing grow. So it is just as much. So we gonna meet in the middle, and then I'm gonna land. I'm just as much responsible as a man is, because sometimes that sister don't care if you sow 20 kids at her, because at the end of the day, y'all both gonna hurt. She gonna sit with them all her life, and you're gonna sit with them just about 18 years of their life, or 20 if the judge rules you got to pay for their college and their insurance. Do you understand me? So it behooves us all to grow up finally and stop blaming each other and say this: you ought to know before you sow. I land.
That was good, Pastor Angela.
Good. Thank you, Pastor. You done gave us a word now.
That was good, because just as much as they like, oh well, you supposed to be on birth control, you supposed to have a diaphragm, this, that, and
That's chemically castrating ourselves.
And I'm not denying that, but also you supposed to do something too. That's what I tell my sons. That's well, my son. That's what I tell my son. He's 20 years old. That's what I tell him.
I know they say women have all different options when it comes to birth control. Now, I'm not the type that will campaign on women to put all them chemicals in their body. You know what I'm saying? Because that in itself can be harmful to the woman long term.
That is why PCOS and endometriosis and all that stuff is. I see in the next 5 or 10 years that they're going to have a commercial stating if you took birth control back in such and such day and you have PCOS and endometriosis and you can't have kids, you can sue this company. We have chemically castrated ourselves for years and have caused issues. I mean, it affected our community more than any other community because our vaccines are different. I can speak on. Wait a minute. Never mind. Let me hush.
No, it just goes both.
No. I'm a hush because I'm a nurse. I'm not supposed to say all that. I'm gonna be quiet.
I'm a nurse too. I definitely understand.
Yeah, we gotta.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I know for a fact it's true. See, what it is they targeted the black community with all these different chemicals and these drugs to try to stop you know what I'm saying, excuse me, I got a call. To stop us from reproducing. You know, so that's all in a plan too. You know, it's just we need to get along as a people. You know, if somebody is putting a seed in somebody's soil, they need to sit there and garden that. They need to make sure that everything grows and stop always hitting and running.
The thing that it starts with, man, first of all, is being.
You just said let us standing. Go ahead, standing.
Now I was going to say the thing that it starts with initially. First of all, is intentions. What is your intention with this when we're getting ready to engage in this matter? Now, if it's just surely seeking pleasure, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, that's the wrong way of going about it in the first place. But if that's just what it is, then of course, it's a lot of precautions that needs to happen. You know, I don't condone just doing it all willy-nilly, although I did participate in that behavior back in the day. But I understand the repercussions behind that. If you're just getting in this with
Standing, but do you believe that men should fight harder to get custody of their children, especially their boys?
I don't know how hard it is.
I was just about to say, brother. I was just about to say, honestly, that's a relative thing because it's different, you know, for a lot of different people. It really just depends on the co-parenting capability. Is it possible for these two people to co-parent? If you can't even get along with the person on the other end because y'all really don't like each other, it's going to be really hard, you know, trying to do that. It's going to be extremely hard because it becomes
hard if you go to court. If you go to court,
you in the matrix, sister.
She's
you in the matrix.
My baby. I'm sorry.
You're in the matrix again. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't think anyone should have to fight for their child. I think it should just be I mean, I'm tired of hearing people say we need to fight. We need to fight. Why are we fighting to take care of one child that we created together?
Oh,
I'm saying, but
Christina,
what
I
if they're not
definitely
doing it right,
agree.
Christina?
I agree
Check
with
this out.
Christina, but
Check this
what
out,
if they
y'all. Cause
really need to have?
let me land with
I can
this
tell
real
you
quick.
what
Check
has
this out.
happened in my life. It was me and my son's father, and I said, why do we got to go to the courts for us to take care of our son? We went and made an
Right.
agreement and got it notarized by the bank. So you pay this every single month, and you can file him as far as taxes every other year. And it's some people, like, if you don't have that kind of like relationship with the person that you have laid down with, then I can understand how it can be so crazy and you have to go through the courts. But if you don't have to go through the
Right.
courts, don't, because we
But
was
you're
able to
mentally
do that.
stable, and you were able to do that.
Right,
He
You
was
you
able
made
to
a
Right.
do
child with
that.
someone that
right,
was
Yes,
Right.
also
he
stable.
was able to do
right.
that.
And
Yeah.
Fable, you know what? You didn't have baby by nug nugs. You didn't have no nug nug babies.
Well,
Only
I
people
think
that do
I
that
think
is
if
people who
none,
have babies by nug
man,
nugs.
no, I think it's also we also got to consider the bitter people, especially after divorce. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
divorce really traumatizes the family, and a
Yes,
lot of
it is.
people,
Yes.
whether it's the man or the woman, they step sideways and they become so traumatized by the hiccup of the marriage that they can't even see, straight. So it's not always the nut
And
bug.
I feel like
Sometimes
sometimes
it's
they need
just,
a mediator.
trauma.
They need a mediator. Like somebody needs to come in and like mediate that, because honestly, when you get down to it, it's like, is it really about that? Like, or is it about our son? It's about our
Exactly.
Man,
son.
just look,
Exactly.
look, look.
Right.
Y'all really gotta know, man. It's a risk in this thing, period, man. If you're getting ready to deal with somebody, know this
Risk.
first and
Yeah.
foremost that
Hmm.
everybody is coming in with hidden agendas, and they're
Yep.
showing you their representative. They're not showing you their true
Hmm.
self at the first. They're
Yeah.
showing you their representative, and you don't know their agenda, right off. And later on, you may find out, I mean, because I'm telling you, that newness feeling, when you caught up in the newness, man, every kiss is like a
Uh-huh.
movie scene.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The walks, the conversations, everything is just
Come
you're
on,
Yeah.
Stanley. I'm looking forward
intoxicated.
to it.
Right.
You're
We lay down too
intoxicated
fast.
He
with the
gone. Yeah.
situation. You know what I'm saying? And before you know it, you ensnared. I mean, it happens to men too, but women more often. You know what I'm saying? So once you become ensnared, it's like, I think this is the one. I want, you know what I'm saying? And then you get with them, and then things happen, and you find out real
Not the
quick
one.
Right. Then you
that this
Yeah.
find
is
out,
not the
That's
man.
one.
not
So
it.
the thing is, a lot of times, what we got to be able to do is have patience. Like I tell people, show everybody love. Love is kind, compassionate, patient, all those different things, but it does not allot them. It does not
Hmm.
allot them access to your personal life. You can show a
Take
stranger
record
love.
of wrong.
You know
It
what I'm
doesn't
saying?
take records of wrong. It does not.
And so
You're right.
it just exactly. So
What
you
she
just sit
say? I
up,
didn't hear her.
you
What she
what?
say?
You listen. She said it does not take records of wrong.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm
It does.
saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So the thing is that when we get up in it, we gotta also know the difference between, what's real and what's our flesh, you know what I'm saying? Cause I mean, that newness feeling, bro, I can't say that enough. It's gonna be really hard to tell what is real, you know what I'm saying, when you caught up in the newness, boy, because it seems like that person can do no wrong at all. And
But
y'all get
Sandy,
to
what
it,
you
and
say,
then the baby
Sandy?
come about. It's like, man,
But
And
Sandy,
what are we?
Sandy.
I'm gonna be bluntly honest with you. And I know majority men have felt what I'm gonna describe in that euphoric moment when you in intercourse with that lady, and you doing your thing, and it's that moment just before you release, you say, I should pull out, or say you feel the rapper butt. But you say you get that feeling in your head, and you just say fuck it, and you keep going. Now the whole thing about the end of that night is the next day that guy is sitting there like, man, I know, oh man, I should have pulled out. I know I did that. I should have pulled out. But then when he gets that call, he acts surprised. Like, no, you knew what you did. You knew what you did, and all men play that role. But we already played that whole scenario through our head the very next day. We know what we did.
Mm-hmm.
Now the blowback finna come back because see, this is why the child support come along so quick because that was nothing stable right there. It wasn't no foundation right there. It was just a moment of lust. That was it. And for you
If you go to the comments, that's exactly what I ain't gonna say it, but Disco, you wild boy. But like, that's what it is though, Eric.
It is, man. You ever did that, man? You be sitting there, man. You go outside, smoke a cigar.
Absolutely, we've all done that.
You go out there, smoke a cigar. You
Man.
be like, damn
go
it, what
outside,
have I
smoke a
done? Boy, you smoke a whole cigar.
we
Like,
all
God damn, what did I do?
I said I'm finna hit something that I know we all have done.
Your back got to be strong. That's what my granddaddy used to say.
Boy, you know what though? During
Well,
that
that's me.
time,
I appreciate you being in here. Hold on real quick, y'all. I just want to address the new person that came up. It's me. I appreciate you coming on the live with Brother Play. You know, we're an open panel here, so feel free to, you know, pitch in whenever you feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Let's all keep it respectful like we've been doing.
Hey,
but
Hope,
you know, he was talking
hey,
about
you
that.
guys, and y'all can drop me. Y'all can drop me and let somebody else come up. I love y'all. I love
You
Pastor,
good?
you know what?
You good?
Pastor, your car gonna
Disco.
drop
Don't you
anyway
say
because you
one
got
word.
that boost mobile. It's gonna drop anyway, sweetie. It's gonna,
Pastor, you can stay.
it's
I'm
gonna
at
drop
O'Hare.
off
I'm in my
anyway.
office at O'Hare
With the
too.
boost mobile.
Hey, Pastor, the way this conversation going, we gonna need your covering.
Okay. You know what? I'm over here speaking in tongues.
Boy.
No, you good, Pastor. Stay you
Hey,
can stay.
Eric. Hey man, you talking about, man, that at that moment of clarity when you in there, boy, the woman can ask me for, baby, could you give me some diamonds? Could you buy me a house? I'll be like, yes, whatever you need. Whatever you need, just
Teach
yes.
women that marry you guys. We
Oh,
teach them, look, baby, you need to learn when to ask your man for that
right,
doggone
boy.
Jaguar. You don't ask him why he on his toes, you ask him why he on his back.
You
Come on here. I'm
ain't
talking about
lying, boy.
married though. Host, I'm talking about being married now. I'm not talking about just
Just
you.
talk dirty to
I
me.
ain't
What you
talking
want,
about
bro?
just
You want a
juice.
car? You want another house? What you want? Couple of dollars? With the cash out, baby, what you need at that point. But I had a woman tell me afterwards, baby, what do you need? So that way I know Big Daddy done put it down. I said, baby, come on. Let's go to the store. Come on.
You done
Let's
put
go
a
to the store.
stranger in your wheel, boy. I'm trying to tell
I tell you, boy, that's something else, boy.
You say, come
That'd
on,
be the
let's go
best
to the
time to get a
liquor
man.
store. Did you say, come on, let's go to the liquor store?
Okay.
Okay.
I don't drink. Let's go to the let's go somewhere. She's come on. Don't you want some clothes? Don't you want something?
Let's go
Yeah.
somewhere far.
I think I want something. Come on. I've had that happen to me a few times. And you know, but in reality, Eric, you are right. When we do that, it's on both parties.
Yeah, we know.
And you know, the bottom line is mama's baby, daddy's maybe. So therefore, I'm still gonna put it back on the women a little bit. If you know you don't want no babies, ladies, protect yourself. Because sometimes we ain't gonna always come.
So you don't want to pay no child support? Protect yourself.
Man, listen, Pastor. At
Somebody got to be grown.
Forte 25%. I cannot stand 25%.
No 25.
They kill you.
I don't know what you're talking about. 30. And then if she's
Real
smart,
quick,
and then
Pastor.
if
Hold
she's
on,
smart,
real quick, y'all. Real quick. Hold that thought. Hey, y'all. My man only got 5. He's been streaming for like over an hour. Can we please at least get him to like 15K in the likes? You know what I'm saying? There's 40 of us, you know, people up in here. I'm gonna be tapping the screen. I don't know the minds count, but let's get the brother up here to like 15K. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the people coming in here, you know, and joining on this conversation.
Y'all doing some serious business, man. I really appreciate y'all. I just be wanting to have a conversation, man. I appreciate all y'all. Keep on.
Thank you. You know, my thing is that, man, with these women,
appreciate everybody here.
Ladies have to just, and I'm for the women. You know, some of y'all get on my nerves. Some of y'all get on my last goddamn
Some of
nerves.
y'all
Y'all
get on
do.
mine too.
I don't see. We're not
Okay.
talking about us right now, Pat. We're talking about the
Okay.
ladies.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, some of y'all get on my nerves. I'd be ready to just strangle y'all. I love
Okay.
y'all to death, but I would really like to back over y'all with my truck. I really would
On the
sometimes.
line.
Y'all something else, man.
Dang.
Did
I
you
do,
say
cause
back over something? Man,
back
Yeah.
over
put
y'all.
your
Like,
mute
you know
on.
what? Here, baby. Here. Stand in front of this truck. Smile. Don't move now. Don't move.
Yeah.
When I step on the gas,
Okay,
duck.
so I think that's enough. If I can just jump in here, first of all, I don't know what a nut dug is. I think that's the phrase that I heard. But you know,
Hot dog.
I heard the
Dang.
conversation about we don't know when the newness wears off, and I'm a childless woman, so I I feel like that we're villainizing women who don't know when men don't want children. So I'm not sure when a woman is supposed to know that. So if anyone can give me rules about that, I would sure like to hear them. But if anyone can tell me why we're villainizing women who are having children by men who don't want them, because I sure don't understand that. And
Oh,
Disco,
we going back and
you
forth.
seem to have a lot of
Good,
opinions
Divine.
about that. So if you can elaborate on that, then please go ahead for me.
Okay.
No, we
When
going at the man too though. It's not just the women. We giving both perspectives.
both of them getting it, sweetheart. Both of them getting it. But
Yeah.
when you first meet when a man meets a woman meets a man, you guys sit down and it's called vetting. You guys vet each other. You guys sit down and vet. That's how you know what's going on. You want
Exactly,
kids?
I
No.
agree. And
So
we're not gonna have a baby by a man who says, I openly don't want to have a baby.
exactly.
Do you think we're gonna have a baby by a man who actually says that to our face?
I would
Do you
Yes.
think
hope
that's
not.
going on here?
Yes.
I would hope not.
Yes. It happens all
So
the time.
why are we going down that lane if you
But
think that that's going on?
But
I
that
hear it a
happens
lot of
all the
times.
time.
I hear it a lot of times. Women, well, you know, he told me he didn't want to have no baby. I thought by me having a baby, it would change his mind. I've
I've heard that
heard
before.
this.
I've heard
I've
that before.
heard
Yeah.
this. And it's never, that doesn't work. The man not going to change. Okay, he had a baby. Now, what he'll tell you is, hey, could you get rid of this child? 'Cause I told you I don't want it. And the woman
So
probably would
why
say
would you
no.
have a baby? Or why would you release in a woman?
We just went through that.
We just went through that.
They back weak.
We
They
just back.
can't do it.
We just went through that as you was coming in.
My pullout game is extra
You
good.
know,
So
the
it's
sister
going to
Nah,
go
asked the
somewhere.
question.
no, it ain't.
It could be somebody else
Yeah,
in
it
here.
is.
The
It's
sister
very
asked the
good.
question. Let's
It's
answer
very
that
good.
real quick for Sister Nikki. Go
Okay.
ahead, answer that.
Let me break this down to you one more time. When
Again,
the
use
man,
protection.
okay, that's cool, but we know that don't happen all the time. So
Why?
we
Why
gonna
doesn't it
skip over that
happen?
question. Hey, baby, if that was to happen all the time, the Earth would not be populated right now.
Sir.
And that would be fine if you don't want to take care of a baby.
Listen, people who want babies don't take care of babies.
Again, that's not what she asked.
Okay, again, like I was saying before, when a man is at his climax, it's a euphoric
No,
high.
you can pull out.
You
And you can
can,
go
but
in.
You
your
can be
You can
point
go
safe.
is,
in without needing
If
to
you
pull
don't want to
out.
have kids, don't
could
have
I answer the
kids.
question? Could I answer
No,
the
you
question?
cannot. Because
Well,
it
why you
sounds
ask me to
dumb.
answer it?
No,
Wow.
let's let him
That's
answer the question because
disrespectful.
you can go
Wow.
in. You can go
Okay.
in without needing to pull out. So
Okay.
please answer the question for me and Divinely.
Okay, again.
Don't say again because we didn't hear you the first time.
Okay, one more time.
Woo,
One more time.
woo, woo,
Hey,
I'm
hold
not
on,
gonna
wait,
say it
y'all.
again. One more
Wait.
time.
woo.
Because
Everybody
it
in here,
sounds
please get
dumb.
the hit the likes up. Get the likes up. You know, my man, let's get to 10. I mean, I asked for 15. 10 shouldn't be that much. Come on, let's get this up to 10K, man. Brother Harvey, man, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Please answer the question.
One
Oh
more
man.
time. Okay, like listen. It's a high. Sex is a high for men. That's why we chase it so much. Just before we climax, it's endorphins released in our mind, in our brains rather, not in our minds, but in our brains. So for us to stop in mid-stroke, that's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. You have to have a strong willpower, and uh, the young lady said, you have to have a strong back. Your pullout game got to be extraordinary, and that's like, I don't know. That's like being an NBA champion of sex. That's not easy, baby. Everybody
Point
can't
right.
do it. Man, make a 3-point, a dunk, a layup, a crossover. It's
Okay.
not easy.
So can I address that real quick? You're gonna
Go
go
ahead.
into a game, so you know you have to wear shoes, right? So if you know you can't pull out when because it's so good, let's not go in there bare.
Right.
Let's go in there protected,
Right.
since we know
Right.
we don't want to have kids.
Right.
Let's not go in there where we know we need to pull out. We need to have protection if we don't want to have kids,
Right.
right?
We know that, but some of us think we gold trotters. We don't
No,
need shoes.
it's not some of us. It's you.
I ain't the only one populating the earth.
No,
Right.
you're not. But since you know that you're weak in that area, we need to go ahead and do something about that.
No, I'm giving you a male side perspective, baby girl.
Again,
That's not
do better.
Let's start a blog, Harvey, and
We.
let's give let's let the other man know what we need to do. How about that?
You know, it's easy for a woman that don't have kids to give all this advice, right?
I have kids.
No, I'm not talking about you.
Oh wait, I don't have any kids. You talking about me?
No, he's talking about me. He's
Oh,
talking
okay.
about me because I don't have kids either. So
Again, she said
I'm
what she
not sure what that
said.
has to do with the conversation.
She said
No,
what she
I'm
said.
talking about your opinion about that moment.
She
You
said what she
never.
said.
But I'm not talking about a woman who doesn't
What's
have
going
kids. We're
on
talking
down
about a
here?
man. We're talking about a man who doesn't know how to pull out. That's what this is up.
And
That's
why are
what
you
this is
fucking people
about.
wrong?
And listen, the whole point in my conversation was a man didn't want to pull out. He didn't want to.
He didn't want to, but he doesn't want to have kids.
Hey, I don't.
I mean, I don't understand
I
it.
don't write the rules. I just play the game.
The seed is fertilized by you.
But
No, the seed.
it's a woman's fault because she's not on pills. She's not on all these needles. That's what I heard prior to
Okay,
this.
okay, sweetheart. The sperm
No,
is
it's not,
fertilized.
sweetheart. It's like take accountability for
Okay, and
yourself.
I'm giving you that. I'm telling
Okay,
you
so
this.
what are you taking
I'm telling you
accountability
the
for?
accountability. And back to what you just said, the woman fertilized it. We just plant it.
So why
It
would
was
you go in there
50-50.
raw?
So look, let me chime in here just a little bit.
You sound
Please,
I mean,
dumb.
let's hear a different perspective.
You sound dumb as fuck.
no, it's not.
Oh
It's
my
not.
God.
No,
All
the
I hear
brother.
is
Interrogate me,
it's a
nigga.
This is
razor
what I heard the
blades
brother
and a
say.
lemonade. All I hear
Hey,
is
you
laser
going
blades,
extra hard.
slices, and lemon peeling. With wow.
Hey,
You ain't one of
Disco,
my
man.
exes,
Hey,
man.
look, but
Wait.
let
I'm
me just say
not.
this.
I
Let me
would
just
never
say
be.
this. The thing is that so what Eric is saying, yes, two things can be true. It don't make sense, what I'm saying. If you're going into it, what I'm saying, and you that this can potentially bring forth the child, there are certain precautions that need to be taken. But if you don't follow those precautions and your only reason is that it felt too good, that's why I didn't pull out, what I'm saying. Although it's a dumb reason, it is absolutely the reason most men stay in it. Um, but it's not just up to the woman. The brother Eric, I don't know if y'all was in here earlier. The brother Eric did say that it's definitely a man's fault as well. Um, I would say from the jump, I was taught that pretty much a man should take the responsibility. Period. If he's going to be dealing with a woman, his intention should be good toward that woman, toward her well-being. But the world we live in today, that's definitely not something that's perpetuated. A lot of men tend to listen to a lot of the struggles that other men who've been in relationships or been caught up in the court system or whatever, and it leaves them scared and not wanting to take care of their responsibilities, but still wants to have fun and get out here and do the do. But yeah, The brother's not on just one side. He's not biased to just man. He's speaking about both ends. But that is a dumb reason why, man, stay in it. That's a valid point. You know what I'm saying? He should strap up all the way through, regardless of the matter. But hey, in the
Okay.
world we
I
live in
think
today, they
that's
don't
all.
do it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's all me and Nikki were trying to get at is that it's 50-50 because all I was hearing is that it's the woman's bearing. It's her, it's all on her, and that's not true. So as long as we can take accountability on both sides, then that's what I wanted to hear. So I appreciate that standing.
Eric,
Man, I got beat up.
Eric.
I got beat up for just
That's
trying to
okay,
break
brother.
it
You
up.
got beat up. It's okay.
You
Listen,
got beat up by putting
I ain't
it on
taking
one side,
accountability for
though.
nothing.
You got beat up for putting it on the woman's side, and that just wasn't that wasn't right.
I ain't taking no accountability for nothing. No, I'm just playing.
And that's the
Listen,
issue.
You won't change.
That's the
listen,
issue. So are you done now?
You won't
listen,
change.
listen. For me,
You won't change.
hold on now, sweetie. The lovely, beautiful lady down there. Hold
Her
on.
name is Nikki.
Again, he
I'm
won't
very,
change.
I'm very aware of that. Coming up, I do cover up. Now, as I'm in a relationship with someone, I don't have to. So no, I never had kids out of wedlock or anything. I was raised to do what I was supposed to do. So it is a 50-50 deal. But at the end of the day, guess who's going to be stuck with that child? Well, I'm not going to say stuck. Who's going to have to raise with that
You
child
already said it.
if that father
Hey,
walks
Cooking
away?
with Lambs, chime in whenever,
Yeah,
brother.
You
This is an
already
If
open
said
panel.
it.
yeah.
if that
It's
I'm just
father
waiting. We just
walks
stuck.
away
gotta.
from that child,
It's weird.
Yeah, I was just waiting for him to finish talking, but waiting for
the
everybody to.
the female is going to be stuck with taking care of that child.
No, you stuck.
There she go.
I ain't
And we're
stuck.
not
You're
gonna
going
say
to be
stuck.
stuck.
We're gonna
Okay,
say we're not gonna say stuck.
But
We're
you're
No,
gonna
gonna
he
say
have
already
hope.
blessed.
said
We're
it.
gonna
You're
say
gonna have
blessed with that
He
child.
already
blessed.
said
absolutely. You're
stuck.
gonna be blessed.
Okay,
He already said.
going to be
And that's
blessed with being
weird.
with that child.
That's weird.
Going to be blessed
The
with
fact
being
that
with
you
that
say
child.
stuck with a child.
It is a
You're not
figure
stuck
of
with a child. It's
speech.
a blessing.
It is a figure of speech.
It's a
You got
blessing.
kids, Nikki?
It
I
is a
do.
figure of speech.
It's a blessing.
Is you with the baby father?
I'm not.
Oh, I get it now.
And you don't get anything because she's still blessed with the baby.
Sing from God. And that's
A
the
blessing
truth.
from God. Yes, it is.
Yes,
It is
they
a
are.
blessing from
And
God.
because here's what you look at too, right? I don't care how many times you juice. Only God can give life. But here's my thing. We gonna have to all be responsible. She's not gonna be the only one that's going to maintain. Cause see, we'll step on the other side of that thing and we'll blame the woman for how that young man is gonna be raised. But at the end of the day, that's what I'm talking about fighting for your custody. Not fighting because of any other reason but you being in his life. Fight for your seeing of that child if you have to. But here's the other thing. Stop putting your land pipes anywhere. Doggone it. Everywhere you see land don't need pipes. Stop
Right.
doing that. And a man, I'm telling y'all, I know we want to say the woman can close her legs. Man, you're the one that has the seed. Children don't come from women. Children come from a man's quiver. I'm landing.
Mm-hmm.
And for the fellas, we
I
need to
just,
have better control of our your digs. That's all. We need to have better control.
I just, it
And
And
just,
they
and
don't.
and
it just,
as you
it
get
just.
older, you
And they
will have
don't.
control.
Is my mic muted?
They do not.
Brother, go
Well,
ahead,
that's some men.
Cooking with Lambs. Go ahead.
It just irritates me when people say you got to fight for your kids. Like, nah, I'm not
No, you don't have to
going
fight for
to.
your kids.
Can I
What
can
I'm
I finish
Stop
my
saying
can
is,
I
making that
finish
the
my point?
excuse. I'm so
Can I
sorry.
finish my point? Can I
her.
finish my point, please? It just irritates me, like I said, when people say you got to fight for your kids and you got to go through the courts and you got to do all this and you got to put up with all this abuse. It's like, nah, like if if things are like jacked up, the situation where you didn't want to have a kid and you try to be there and there's problems, why are you gonna villainize the dude for walking away?
I agree
Land.
with him. I agree totally with. I
We're
I
agree.
not
don't.
talking about that grown
I do.
woman. We're talking about you laid your pipe there, right? So here's the other thing. I think Standing said it earlier. He said, so men, what you guys should be doing is you have to make a decision. Stop going into clubs having one night stands. And I don't think we shouldn't be this. We should, but if cooking, you saying, but wait a minute, why I got to fight?
You in the
Because
Matrix,
you didn't choose
Pastor. You in the
righteously.
Matrix.
Oh, again. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
And for the record,
Let it
for
go.
the record,
And
I'm
you are
good.
so right,
I'm
Pastor.
good.
let's just
The
make this
reason
clear.
why
Yeah.
the reason why you have to choose wisely is because sometimes you choose wrong. And if you choose wrong, just assume you might have to fight. If you choose righteously, the right woman, you're right. You got to sit down and talk to her. Come on, stop dating women on the first date and let's go get some coffee so you can hear her. Look, so you can ask her the right questions so you don't end up in this situation.
Exactly.
It's
You're
all
right.
about fault. At the
Exactly.
end of the day, it's all about fault.
Exactly.
But Pastor, at the same token, let's be serious. All single mothers didn't come from one night stands. They came from marriages and long relationships that just didn't work.
We understand that part. We're talking about but cooking is asking, why do I have to, or why are y'all tripping when I step away, walk away after the woman, you don't want me to see my baby. No, fight to see your baby. This is a son. This is a boy. Stop. In other words, what I'm saying is I have sons, y'all. I have a son 40 years old. He doesn't have any children yet, but I got one. Look, Christopher Fireblade on YouTube, good on everybody movies. He got 3 baby mamas. And guess what I told him? You now get to show me how you gonna stand in your truth. Because every corner you turn, you're gonna have to give up some baby money. That's what you're gonna have to do at the end of the day. And then he has this little habit. I love him, right? He has this habit. Mama, grandma did. Don't tell me about what grandma did. Your mama getting up going to work every day, right? I can't babysit grandkids, but I'll be him for them, right? But that's not my responsibility. Those are your children. And you're gonna take care of them. I'm gonna be there to fill in the gap. I'm the grandmama. I am not the mother. So you don't get a break because you done made all these babies. The devil
And
is
you are
lying.
right, Pastor. You are so right. Pastor, could you do this for me real quick? Can you say later pipe one more time for me, please? Could you say that for me? Would you say later pipe one more time for me? I appreciate that.
We're gonna stop that.
Pastor, know you something else. I love you so much.
But this goes back to the original topic, right? That we even brought this up, and I'm glad we just had this whole go around because it's a full circle, and this is where the step pops, walk in. When all that done fell apart, the relationships, the one night stands, the marriages done broke up. This is where the stepfather come in at, and we got to pick up them pieces that the woman and her ex laid out for us, and we got to do it with our chest out and our chin up, or we judge off
But
of
are you being a
not
father
helping
first?
somebody, huh?
Are you being a father first?
Clarify that.
Are you being a father first?
You got to put some more
Okay.
to that.
All right. Nothing less.
Nikki, do you
Okay.
mean to his own kids?
Right.
Yes, I raised my son 26, got his own business, got his own condo.
I would
He's
love to
straight.
see what your baby mama had to say.
What my baby mama got to say, she
Yeah.
happy as hell too.
Right. I would love to see.
My baby mama happy as hell. My ex is happy as hell. Everybody is
Right.
happy as hell. That
You
life
thinking.
that I touched.
And you
But I'm
think.
just saying,
You
huh?
thunk.
Who?
You thunk.
I don't know what language that was. But can I finish running this point?
Right.
She really don't like you, Eric, for some reason. I don't know why, because she's just cutting you up, man. I don't
I
know.
get that.
Ooh, Lord
I
have
get
mercy.
that. But you know what? I'm gonna be a bigger party to this whole demonstration right here and keep it going. Like I said, this is where the stepfathers come in at when everything has fell apart. We come in and then we still get judged off of somebody else's mistake. If we don't get it right, it end up being our fault. But when it goes right, we don't get no notoriety.
I'm not sure where you're getting that from, Mr.
I'm
Hart.
getting it from life. I'm getting it from life experience. That's where I'm getting it from.
Would you advise people to be stepfathers?
No. I'm saying this is what that was the original topic.
No,
It
be
was
a
about
father.
Because from what
what?
I heard, we're only going to be stepfathers if the children are 16. But if you want to be a stepfather, that's praised either way. So I've never heard in life, if you're a good stepfather, will we say that that's a good job. Either way, if you're a child, if you're a father in somebody's life, then yes, we're going to say thank you.
Not all, sweetheart. Not all.
Well, not all is it a bad job. So let's not say it either way.
It's me. You know what?
Okay.
I
Okay.
am
We
a.
gonna leave that alone.
I am a. I'm a year and a half in to my divorce, and I have a stepson. I still take care of this young man. As far as him coming here for school in the morning, I see him every day, so I still have some form of responsibility to this young man because his father is not in his life at all. Would I do this again? No, I will not. I will not do this again. So me dating forward, moving forward, 16 and up is where I'm not dating low. I'm not starting to raise another child. That's a bit much. I'm not doing this at my age. I'm not raising another child.
So if I said I was
So
eating.
like
Real quick,
16
y'all.
and up. Go ahead, brother.
Tap, y'all. Tap 10K, y'all. We at 9.3. Can we please tap at least get us to 10K? That's not much. That is not much. Please, if we can do that.
Yeah, for me,
And I believe that
I
comment.
wouldn't.
I believe that comment was aimed at you.
What comment? What comment? I like all the smoke, man. It's cool. I don't run from smoke,
She.
brother. I don't run from smoke. It's okay.
No, but I'm catching those.
And for me,
all the smoke.
it's okay, Eric. You got, somebody got to take the smoke. Anyway, I would not recommend. I would not personally recommend someone being a stepfather because it can be a thankless job. It can be a thankless job. It can
But
become a thankless job.
but
So
Disco,
I
but
did it, and I was successful at it. But would I do it again? Because there was some challenges in this position that I had. Would I reapply for that position? No, I will not.
can you
Right, because it's
share
not in
two
you.
things? But Disco, can you
It's not in
share
you.
two negatives, two thankless times two times you believe that you didn't get the appreciation or gratitude?
It's
Okay.
not in you.
It's not what?
It's not in you
To do what?
to be a stepfather.
Not again, no. Not
Right.
again, no. Not
So
again. I did it
why
already.
not? So
I'm
if you
I'm
love a
just
Yeah, I
child, you
want
love
to
a
know too.
child.
I'm just it's
If you love a child, you love a child.
Yeah.
okay, but I'm not gonna do it again. This is why I don't
Again,
want to.
it's not in
Okay.
you.
Okay. I'm not dealing with a woman who has a
Okay.
child that's under 16 because I'm
Right.
not raising that. I did that when
You
this
don't
child
want to
was
do that.
one
I can
up
get it.
until now. I'm not
Okay.
doing that again. I'm not doing that again.
Give us two negatives that
Okay, the
we
two
can
negatives that I had was this child, my stepson, we were having a spirited conversation. This was some years ago. We was having a spirited conversation. And this young man told me, I wish my daddy was here. He would get you for yelling and disciplining me. I was like, really? Okay. That's one. And I didn't like that because I'm the one young man that those Jordans you got on your feet. I did that. That
So you
bed you
think
laying in.
shoes
Those Jordans you laying
equivalent?
in. That bed you sleep in.
So you think
That TV.
Jordan
Hold on,
equivalent?
let me talk. I provide for this young man. The roof that you stay under, I
You
provide
sound
that.
weird.
The roof that you stay under, I provide that. The food that you eat, I provide that. Your daddy does nothing for you. I did not say that to him.
But you
Just
would
what
think, yeah, I got you.
I was thinking that. I was like, boy, I was like, okay. Secondly,
Oh, he feel it.
secondly,
He
secondly,
feels it.
secondly, for him, um, 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 his mother and I, we had spirited conversations, and he would, instead of him being a child and stay in a child's lane, he told me once or twice, "Don't yell at my mama."
Why were you yelling?
We were having a
No, you have
spirited
to yell about
conversation.
nothing.
We were having a
You
spirited
talk.
conversation. We were talking downstairs in my man cave. We were having a spirited conversation about something,
Okay.
and that was really had nothing to do with him.
Is he disco? How old
He
was he?
was he was like 9 or 10 years old when this
So,
happened.
Kids know, right?
so
Kids know.
question: Did
Thank,
mom
Okay,
thanks for the
intervene?
10K,
so
y'all. Appreciate the 10K.
Not a problem. Hey,
so
disco. Did
so
mom
yeah,
intervene and say, "Son,
yes, she did.
son,
She
I
told
need
him
you to go
to.
over there and sit down."
She told him to go back upstairs in his room and go to
9 years old.
bed. Mind,
Okay.
stay in a child's lane.
Place. Yeah.
So what was y'all yelling about?
We weren't yelling. My voice, I don't have a little kid's voice. I got a man's voice. My voice is heavy.
Right.
So I don't have to I don't argue with women. So I don't argue. We were having a conversation. My voice is heavy.
Conversation about what?
Here you go again trying to manage it. Nikki, Nikki,
Let me
Nikki,
get
Nikki.
Nikki, man.
Would you
Let me
stop
get
trying to
Nikki, man. Let
drive
me
down
get
my
your ass.
street?
Cause
Don't
you know
drive down
what?
my street. Let me crash my plane. Let me fly
Yeah,
my
let me
boat.
get her right
You
quick.
can't fly my boat.
You the reason, Nikki. You the reason.
Oh
You are the
Lord.
reason why men like me don't want to deal with stepfatherism. Because dealing with a woman like you, when it don't work, no matter what I did for this child, and I didn't have to do anything for this child because I didn't bring this child in this earth. I didn't sign up for this. I volunteered for this. But seeing that the person that's in control of the child thinks anything I do for the child is nothing, what gives me the inspiration to even deal with all that? Deal with a type of woman like you. You know what I'm saying? This is why men that's on they shit like me. Could I say
You
that? I
you
don't
uh
want to
you you
get you
good, bro.
flagged or nothing.
It's
But
you cool right now. Go ahead.
yeah, dealing with a hostile woman that always got something to say or always questioning something and always trying to downplay something that I'm doing for you and your child makes me not even want to be involved with the child or you. That's why men nowadays are just staying away from that whole situation. It's a waste of time. It's a headache. It plays on a man's mental.
It takes a special person to be a stepfather. I tried it. I did it. I enjoyed it.
Woo! Pay attention. Pay close attention. Amazing. Amazing. Do you take into consideration what you just witnessed? Taking into consideration. I learned this. Sometimes listening to your counterpart for certain things could be very effective. Women want men to listen. Men want women to be quiet. This isn't a secret. The lines become very gray. They become very gray, real thin when she's opinionated and he's opinionated. When she deems herself to be an alpha, he a alpha, she a beta, he a beta. The lines become very thin because you don't want him to just listen. You want him to hear you where you coming from. Some people may say you don't want him to just hear you. You want him to listen to where you're coming from. Regardless of the semantics, the young lady want to be heard. Your significant other want to be heard. And if she talking to you and you like, la, 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 now she feeling you undermining her and you being disrespectful. The man want to say certain things, don't want to argue. Men don't like arguing. And this, what you just witnessed, supports the fact that men don't like to argue. Men don't want to argue. They don't want to go back and forth. We talking about real relationships. We're not talking about all this quote unquote, everybody want to call a man sassy because he's talking now. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the fact that a man really would like to hear his lady and listen to her. Problem is, ladies, you can do this for hours. And men, at some point, are incapable of just listening to a person talk to just be talking. He can hear you when you make your point, you clear, you lay the lick down, his actions gonna speak louder than his words. It's simple. Men are simple. A lot of people don't want to accept that because they want to make us complicated. We're not. And I'm just trying to be truthful because I don't want to make it a sparring match as if the goal is to bring us together in a way of balance. But now we are so torn apart and so separated. It's difficult to bring us back as one. But this is the goal, and we're going to continue to have these conversations. And I thank you for being here. I hope you tap in. I hope you pay attention. I take all criticism. I love smoke. No pun intended. I'm here for it. I'm here for the conversation. I'm here for the smoke. We can talk all day long. Last but not least, we want to give it up to facts or fiction.
If you could delete anything in the world, what would it be?
Social media.
Why?
That shit gets you fucked up in all type of ways.
So you had bad experiences?
Everyone has.
Name one.
I mean, if social media wasn't around, you wouldn't think you was that bad.
No.
Yes, you're a pretty woman, but you can find a woman just like her in Walmart.
Boo!
Woo! Facts or fiction? I'm going to say partial facts, I'm going to say partial fiction, depending on how you come in social media. If social media wasn't around, I would have to find another way to get rich as I'm getting. Oh, shit. Don't ask me for no money now. Don't do that now. Because this is what I learned. If you're cheap, you keep. So in order for you to reach that generational wealth, you have to stop chastising your money. You will have to stop abusing your income. You have to stop maliciously spending, wasting, and beating up your funds and your resources. Yes, and this is something that I learned. This is something that I continue to learn. But I'm going to be honest. When you are a decent human being, trial and tribulation will come your way. However, what you put out, you will get back. And I really appreciate God, the universe, and principles for allowing me to be able to go through being down and on a Tuesday 1 year and maybe 5 years later being up. I appreciate the 5. I'm thankful for the 5 that I was down, the 10. I'm appreciative of it because I understand it's not that serious. I get it. A lot of people don't. Now, on the other end, social media has created an amazing illusion, an amazing delusion to where a person can look at social media and see what somebody else has, not knowing if it's real or cap. If it's Captain America, They say, I want that. I'm going to do everything in my power to achieve that. What's that? It's not spiritual. It's not mental. It's material. It's money. It's superficiality. Yes, that aspect of social media has people delusional. And it's sad because they're not living in their truth. They deem themselves to be of a value that's not them, that they did not put the work in for it. We show up, been showing up every single day and trying to show up even more. You get ostracized, you get criticized, you learning, you're living, you going through obstacles, you having trials, you having tribulation, you having some of the major distractions that you've never seen in your life. And I'm going to tell you this, I'm going to drop a gem on you. The bigger your blessing, the bigger the distraction. The more God distracts you, the more the devil, the more God grants you blessings, the more the devil going to bring distractions. These are facts. They facts. Case in point. I had a PT Cruiser. The PT Cruiser broke down. Worst case scenario, a $1,500 job to fix it. Motor go out, maybe $2,000. Your money change. You go buy your Porsche, Bentley, Rolls Royce. Because you got more money. That break down $7,000, $18,000. I was reading T-Pain one time. T-Pain said he bought a Bugatti. It's a $1.8 million car, used maybe $1.3 million, $2-3 million car. He said he had it for a few months and it had multiple radiators in it. The radiators blew. $30,000 job to get fixed. More money, more problems. See, you got to have a level of peace and understand when you're having a certain amount of income, I'm blessed. I got the income to fix it. The problems is going to exist. This is what people don't realize when it comes to social media. Okay? These are facts. So if you take social media and you utilize it in a way to benefit you, to paint a picture of your legacy, because that's what it is. It's a picture of your lineage, your legacy, your history, your background. It's going to be a digital book, like a documentary of your life, if you so choose to treat it as such. But if you go on there and you get your algorithm in order to where it's number garbage, number negativity, and you feed that into your mind, yes, it will create a delusion for you. So you want to pay attention. You want to pay attention to that aspect to it. You see how this all ties in together? It all ties in together. And we want to appreciate you for tapping in with us. So much to talk about. But make sure you put a certain level of emphasis on who you're dating and how you're moving. I learned that if you catch somebody that has a respectful situation with their counterpart that created that child on both ends, men or women, then you can have a level of trust, because we do need stepfathers. And we're going to talk about that later on a different segment. It's so much to talk about. The bigger play going to bring a lot to you. But we do need stepfathers to step up to the plate, even though they get a bad rap, because their child can wake up and say, hey, you ain't my daddy. And that man been there his whole life. And how you think that child feel? I experienced this. I have partners who experience this, and it runs deep, you know. And if you experience what I learned, certain people experience certain things, they're not willing to relinquish that again. They're not really ready to relinquish their heart and their feelings and their sacrifice again. But for some people, it goes a certain way and they get saluted. You my father, not you ain't my daddy. You ain't my daddy, not that. You my father, I love you, the only father I know. Some people may even get blessed with two fathers. It can go deep. I ain't go as deep as I wanted to go because the algorithm, and I'm trying to create a show surrounding others interacting. Right now, we start with the comments because there's so much to talk about. But I want to let you know I appreciate you being here. Much love, much respect. Tap in tomorrow. I'll see you soon. Bigger play.
Pastors lying to the public, they ain't got the truth in them. Lights out, gas off, bootless, this city pimping. Blocks on fire cause the homeowners broke as fuck. Taxes up, water bill higher than a civic truck. It's a bigger play, a bigger play. Death before dishonor is the only way. Yeah, I tried to follow